Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour. We're going to talk real estate, how to buy it, how to sell it, how to make the most out of your investment. It is hot summertime, and it is time to do some renewal, some updating, some fixing. It is time to go hunting for a brand new house, and I am seeing neighbors everywhere looking at homes. In my neighborhood, there are folks coming up and down the street, and there are a couple of pink signs near me. That means only one thing and one thing only. When you see a pink sign, you know you've got the very best. You can forget the rest. You've got Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real, the #1 real estate agent in Abilene for the last 10 years. In fact, the Wall Street Journal, a very prestigious newspaper, says she's in the top 1% of real estate agents in America. Why? Because Tonya Harbin is good, and she's got a team that's gooder. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, my friend Tonya Harbin. Tonya Harbin, she's the one for me. Tonya Harbin, Tonya Harbin, that's the one you'll need. Tonya Harbin Real Estate. Call her today. Thank you very much.
I mean, that was so good. Do you I always want to ask, do you plan these before time, or do you just make that up on the spot?
No, ma'am. I actually was getting ready this morning in the shower. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh my gosh. It would take me 3 years to try to think of one song. I probably wouldn't even get one verse.
As I'm singing, trying to go, Tonya Harbin, my wife comes in, she goes, "Oh, you're probably going to need a shirt. All right, you got Tonya Harbin today. I won't come in and do lunch with you." I'm like, "Okay, dear, thank you."
That's so funny.
But yeah, Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real. It is amazing. You have got an incredible crew, and I'm going to show off because I am a fan of yours. I'm one of your raving fans. And I needed your services this weekend, and while you were out at one of those seminars or what, I called your team, and they came together like lightning striking at a tree out in the desert. I'm telling you right now, they came together. I love the truck because I was helping some doctors move, and I told every one of them, if you do not talk to Tonya Harbin of Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real, you are a fool, because she loaned us her moving truck. And we moved all that, and every bit of everything that was put in your truck, Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real truck, the moving truck, went straight over to Goodwill, and we made donations of office supply, office furniture, filing cabinets, you name it. In fact, some of those cabinets that I had to move were $1,000 a piece, and they said, just donate them. Let the community get better because of it. So,
oh, well, that's neat.
I mean, we filled up your truck. When I pulled up to Goodwill, they were like going, "Oh, I thought you were bringing a pickup truck." They called, "Guys, we're going to need all y'all out here." So, and they did. They got it unloaded in just a matter of about 10 minutes.
Well, that's good.
Thank you, Tonya Harbin, for that.
You're so welcome.
That is why you are loved in our community. I mean, is there a new nonprofit organization, charity, or civic group that you want to help out now? I know that you're always doing, I have a feeling she gave us that side look. That means one thing and one thing only. Amanda, I'm sorry!
Amanda keeps up with all of that for us.
All right, so I have to ask her, what is the next event so we can talk about it?
Yes.
I know you got some big events coming up. Here it is Saturday morning. Good morning. And have you got any, I mean, it's hot. I'm like, who wants to go to an open house? But I see the signs. Tonya Harbin Real Estate, brokered by Real. Open house this weekend.
Yeah, we have a lot of open houses. I mean, right now we have over 150 listings, so we're holding open houses all the time. Or maybe she's saying 200 listings. I don't know. We have a lot. So yes, we're doing open houses a lot.
So if you're looking to buy a house, or if you're looking to sell a house, if you're not talking to Tonya Harbin, you're doing yourself an injustice. I mean, I give you my word, as a broadcaster, I have never met a real estate agent anything like Tonya Harbin. She is professional, she is honest, and she's got the most integrity that I have ever. I mean, it's one of those things that I used to I used to do in those classes where they teach you to be a better person. I can't remember his name, but they taught us one time, a long time ago, always be good and have integrity, because integrity, I can't destroy my integrity. I mean, you can't destroy it. I can only destroy mine. And she's not going to do that, because she's going to treat you with kindness, respect, and be professional. Tonya, I talk about you like that every time, and I can't say enough to the public of Abilene. And driving around in your truck was the coolest thing since sliced bread. I'm telling you, it was cooler than Iceland, because I was like walking around, get out, and I go, oh wow, what are y'all doing? Tonya Harbin Real Estate, yeah. And while I'm at the hospital, I'm the only one loading these 200-pound cabinets up in there. A doctor comes out and he goes, Rudy. And I went, yeah, I listen to you on the radio. You do work with Tonya Harbin, huh? And I said, yeah, she loaned me the truck to help some of the doctors. Well, I've got some things I want to donate too. And I said, well, where are they? They're on the 2nd floor. I said, okay, I'll be there in just a minute. And so he donated a couple of things. We just put them in there. I said, I'm just taking it to Goodwill.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good.
And they already knew who Tonya Harbin was. And they were surprised that, hey, really? But if you're listening to this radio show, if you're watching it online, do me a favor. Check it out before you ever sign any paper. The more you trust and rely on Tonya Harbin, I believe the more money you're going to make. It's as simple as that. All right, so last 2 weeks, I don't normally cuss. I'm going to cover up my little cross I got inside my shirt. But I'm going to cuss on your show, pardon me. The last 2 weeks were a living hell. All right? And now that I've said that, because of the hail, we had one hail of a storm.
I heard that we did. I was out of town for that.
Yeah, you missed out on all the fun.
Caleb was telling me about it.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row we had coming off and on, the weekend prior, and then it went in the middle of the week. And then all of a sudden, I'm trying to go to bed, and I hear ping, 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 ping. And I went, our cars! Oh no! So I go running out there, and my wife's yelling at me, don't run out. I did, get an umbrella, moved all the cars into safety. It hailed, and I'm telling you, we had dime-sized to nickel-sized hail at my house. So now I'm going to need some help. You know what that does?
It damages your roof and your cars.
Yeah. Well, the cars got underneath the trees and the canopy as quickly as I could, but the house, it was exposed all night long. And you brought somebody with you that's going to explain to us what we can and cannot do when it comes to, I think he's a roofing expert.
That's right.
Welcome, Eric!
Hi, Rudy.
Eric Silva in the house on the mic, busting a move, kicking it live. You guys are busy up and down my road. I've been seeing your trucks, I've been seeing your guys, and they're nice and polite, so talk to me. How can I tell, I know that there are signs walking around my house, but share with the audience. Bar roofing, you guys can walk up to a house and go, woo, you got some hail damage. You don't even got to get up there. How do you know this? Are you like a brainiac?
I mean, ideally, it does take a good inspection to get on top of the roof to do that. But sometimes, yeah, we can tell from the ground that's, if they're damaged or not. But usually it plays into the age of the roof is a big part of what we're looking for. So.
All right. Like use drones to go up there.
We don't use drones. I actually prefer not to use a drone. It's hard to get close. You got to feel it and really feel that shingle. And so we actually don't. Some people do, but we're not drone people actually. So.
But the thing is, you just said something right there. You got to feel the shingle.
Right.
And I learned that some years ago when you have family doing your roofs and stuff. And yes, I had some family members and friends that you get up there, and he just walked up there and he goes, and he first of all, he found the gravel, the granules on the sidewalk and the side of the house. He goes, ooh, we got some damage up there.
Sure.
And I said, oh yeah, come on. And I said, Jose, how do you know? And he's like, no, look, right here, mijo. And I was like, really? And then he got up there and he goes, man, you can come up, just don't get on the roof, I'll show you. So I just climbed the ladder, and he was showing me pieces of shingles that were broke off, corners and pieces like that. And then he picked up one shingle that wasn't broke or anything, and all he did was just picked up the piece, kind of like this pad right here. He just kind of picked it up like this, and it went click, and it broke.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's supposed to be pliable so it can move. He goes, you've had this roof up there, and it's something that he said, too long.
Yeah.
Is there something we can do to make them last longer?
Not in West Texas, unfortunately. You know, the big thing that we're seeing is, you know, I mean, I tell people anything over 10 years old is kind of getting to that point where it's at the end of its lifespan in West Texas. It gets too hot up there, then it gets really cold in the winters, and it takes a beating from hell and dirt and wind and everything in between. So, I mean, the reality is roofs just don't last that long in West Texas, unfortunately, and which is a big part of why the insurance companies they're struggling to wrap policies and things of that nature on new roofs because they're just not lasting. And so, yeah.
There are some insurance companies that I've heard that are no longer insuring homes in part. He's nodding in West Texas. Tell us about that, what you know, and without naming names or pointing fingers, but what do you know about that? How can we, as a responsible homeowner, make it easier so I don't have to give Tonya such headaches where she's going, oh, that Fernandez household?
Yeah, the big thing is, I mean, you obviously don't get on your roof, but giving your roof an inspection from the ground, yearly helps, just to see if you're missing shingles, that stuff like that will help if you're noticing granules on the ground, like you said. I mean, most people know when their house gets hell on it, but the big thing, like you said, insurance companies, I mean, they're not writing policies in West Texas, especially on older roofs, and we see this a lot in real estate for the most part. I mean, it happens. We get calls from realtors, and they say, "Hey, go look at this. Go look at this roof," and a lot of them are really bad, and so the buyers can't get insurance on it. So it's a big circle that we're struggling to figure out because really if a roof is older than 10 years old and it's not in good condition anymore, so now the buyers can't get insurance on it, and then that holds up a real estate transaction. So to me, it seems like Tonya can speak on this, but that's probably the biggest holdup maybe for because roofs are expensive. I mean, they're not cheap. So if
tell me about it.
Yeah, if
if insurance isn't paying for it, then it has to come out of those.
Let's talk about the deductibles. They've gone sky high. They've gone plain nuts. I mean, they need to take them to the funny farm because they are not.
That's why a lot of investors too that own rental properties, if they own them in cash, a lot of them are not having insurance anymore, just because insurance is so expensive. They're just not insuring them.
No, you got to have insurance. What if the place burns down?
They're just taking that risk because I think some people look at it, like if your insurance has gone up to, a certain amount, it just ends up being cheaper for them to not. It's kind of like I had some friends that owned houses in Ruidoso when all those fires went on. They owned them in cash, and some of them didn't have any insurance just because they'd owned it for 40, 50 years. So.
Wow. All right, simply amazing. I know that he was saying something about if you're the buyer, you're not going to be able to get it financed because you can't get insurance on it. But what if you're the seller? I mean, isn't that something that we need to be talking to the seller about? Hey, you fix it before you sell it. What does Tonya Harbin Real Estate do?
I mean, if we think that they might have had, hail damage on the roof, then it's better for them to go ahead and call in advance. Because getting that insurance adjuster out, I mean, all of that just takes time.
And you don't want to be up there.
And you got to know, are they going to say yes or no? Because we've also had people that, they call their insurance adjuster and they'll say, well, this is from an old hailstorm from previous owners too. And then insurance isn't going to cover that. So there's just lots of different things. I just think it's better to know up front, like what cost you're going to incur in selling a house than being surprised when you have a home inspection.
A few Tonya Harbin Real Estate Hour shows ago, we had an insurance broker in here that we talked about, and he addressed something about the damage from the hail, and if you didn't report it in due time. That's something Eric could tell us, share us, and he actually had there's a time frame that some of these insurance.
Yeah, so you have 365 days from the date of loss to put in a claim. So a lot of people don't realize that. They put it off for, it held a couple years ago. And so insurance company legally they're only required to pay for it within 365 days. So.
All right. Let's talk
with 365 days of the
from the date of loss. Yeah. So if it held last June, you got your 365 days is coming.
And you'll be amazed at the people that have no idea that they've had hail damage, which is always interesting to me, just because I would know that we probably had hail damage, not from this storm, but from one a couple of years ago, just because everybody else in the neighborhood had signs up, roofing signs.
Honestly, I prefer, like, if an agent will call us to do a pre-inspection, hey, we are getting ready to list this house, or we're getting ready to put an offer in, that makes it so much easier to say, because majority of the time they're okay. But that way there's no surprises. Hey, we're getting ready to list this house next week. We want to know what it looks like. That just gets the buyers, it makes the sellers, that way they know what to expect, and we can say, hey, yes, we can get insurance to pay for this, or no, it likely might be out of pocket. Just things like that. It just makes it easier to always be prepared up front.
Because I feel like the three biggest things that buyers are looking for is their air conditioning, especially right now because it's just so hot outside.
She nearly said it.
And so their air conditioner, their foundation, and then their roofs. I mean, those are the three most expensive things and the scariest things for people. Well, I would say foundation and air conditioning are scariest just because foundation, you'd be walking on. But roof, also just because they don't want to have to pay for it, and then you've got to make sure it's insurable. And we have a lot of sellers too that, the roofer, they'll come out, the inspector will have said, that there's damage to the roof, and then the seller's like, nope, my roof is fine. So it's just...
Well, that's the question I have for Bar Roofing Residential. Are you willing to put your thumbprint on it if you come to inspect my house and say, no, you ain't got no damage up there, or no, that's fine. That roof is fine. Are you, because if I go, hey, this guy that's over here giving them that home inspector says I need a whole new roof and a new chimney cap, what do you say?
Sure, yeah, obviously, that's a big part of what we do. Going back to integrity, like you talked about earlier, we get up there, and if it's not there, it's not there. And so the reason so many agents trust us is because, we don't push it. Like if there's nothing there, then it can be repaired. If it's a couple missing shingles, then we can repair it. A lot of roofs can just be repaired. But some are past their lifespan, and there's nothing we can do about that. But yeah, absolutely, we get up there and we say, we give them, let them know what it's looking like for the future sale, and so.
And then also, I haven't seen this in a while, so maybe a lot of them have been replaced. But something that used to be a big deal is we have so many wood shake roofs.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of those have finally been replaced, but a lot of insurance companies will not insure a wood shake roof either.
Yes.
So, but then the seller's got to agree to replace this roof that they think is fine.
I looked at one yesterday, and it was a $40,000 estimate, and they were not happy about it, but because they had to get, the buyers couldn't get it, and so it's that happens a lot with wood roofs, and they're not decked usually either, so you have to redeck it.
Yeah, so it's just expensive to redo, and usually those are on pretty expensive homes.
Large homes.
Larger homes.
The last storm we had while you were out of town, the winds got up in excess of 50 to 75 miles an hour is what they said. I thought these roofs were indestructible. I am, here I am the strong. And I saw some photos of homes here in Abilene or around Abilene that had metal roofs, and the hail dinged it. I guess it caught a piece of it enough that the wind came up underneath it and ripped. You can damage metal roofs?
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah, I've seen metal roofs get completely torn off, because they're all attached, and so I've seen it rip a whole side off, or did the hail be big enough that I've seen it penetrate metal as well.
And I thought it might have been AE, somebody out there screwing around with, Chat GPT, draw me a picture of a house with a metal roof ripped off of it, and I'm gonna put it online. And it wasn't. I was like, I had my daughter come over and she goes, oh yeah, I know them. I work with their mom there. So I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. All right, so types of roof. We want to know, Bar Roofing, what are the best types of, what is the best roof out there? I want you to come and install a roof in my house, and I'll be willing to be your test baby, and we're going to find out. Tonya's getting nervous. I'm serious. I want a titanium roof. Made the stuff they make tanks out of.
I've seen a roof made out of tires. That's probably the one the craziest one I've ever put on. It looks like a rubber shingle, and it's made out of actual tires, and so it's it's the only hail-proof roof. I don't even know what it's called because I only put it on one time. But it's like actually.
Was it hard to put on?
No, I mean it's a different process. But it came with an installation guide. Our guys reviewed it. We reviewed it with our crews, and yeah, it was fine. But it was that's not something that you see often. The majority of the time that people get in West Texas we see metal. Everybody wants to have a metal roof. They are very costly, but I mean, like a standing seam roof is my favorite roof. It's beautiful. I mean, it looks, there's no fasteners on it. Everything is concealed. But again, that does come with a cost.
And what is that?
It's called a standing seam. You see it on a lot of commercial properties, churches, things like that. But we do it on a lot of residential as well. Standing seam metal roof.
Huh.
So it's nice because there's no fasteners on it, so it's very hard to leak because all the fasteners are concealed. They're underneath the panel. So when it clips together and it looks really good.
But they're expensive, right?
They are very expensive. Yeah, metal as a whole is just expensive.
So let's talk about this. We have so many buyers that they buy a house and there must be this information going to all the wonderful salespeople of solar panels.
Sure.
All right, so then to go resell the house with their solar panels, they're always upset because they were told they're going to make all this extra money and they don't. Yeah. And we have a lot of buyers that come, and it's like as soon as they buy their house, the solar panel people are calling and trying to sell them a solar panel system. So the thing that we're running into is whenever they call us to list it, they just got solar panels. They paid like $60,000 for a 1,200 square foot house, and they're very mad at us because they're not going to appraise for more. So they're like, well, then I'm just going to take my solar panels. Well, so now we're having an issue with, okay, well, they're going to take their solar panels, but then insurance is not going to come in and insure that roof.
Yeah.
Because they are saying that it runs their roof whenever you take off the solar panels. Are y'all seeing that? Yeah,
we're definitely seeing, roofing and solar, we are not involved in the solar industry, but we see it a lot of house sales that we're seeing, and then, anytime the roof gets replaced, and there's a lot of solar out there, and so I'm not going to speak poorly on solar because I have friends who own businesses and that, but it's just something that, I know that I see there's a lot of it does hold up a lot of transactions for sure that I've seen, and so and I think there's you can't transfer them, or like if you said you're going to take them with you, but there's something about the lien, because you haven't paid it off yet. So
they have to pay it off if they're going to take it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but they're like, I'm not going to pay it off. I just spent. Literally $60,000, right?
To pay it off.
And so, but if they are, then they're going to take it. But then they're saying, well, they're going to have to get a new roof or something because. And then also somebody else had said that if the roofing company has to take off solar panels and then I guess maybe reinstall them, that's also an added cost.
It is an added cost, and it depends on policy. So I've seen where some policies do not pay to take them off, and to remove and replace them basically.
Okay.
However, I'd say maybe I've seen it probably 50% of the time. Some insurance companies, it is in their policy that if the roof is total with hail damage, that we'll get a solar company over there to detach them, we'll re-roof it, and they'll come back. They'll pay them to come back and put them on. But that's not always the case. I've seen it where, they out of pocket $8,000 to detach.
So then, if somebody is looking to get solar panels, because it's an option. It's whatever people want to do.
Sure.
It's just hard when they do it and then they sell their houses soon after. But so they should check with their insurance agent to
definitely
see.
Yeah, make sure that your policy covers to detach and reset solar panels for sure. That'll be a big hiccup.
Well, I have an experience with solar panels, and my experience is I have several friends that have lost their houses thanks to solar panels because of the solar converter that is a lot of times put in the attic, and while you're sleeping at night, you'll hear the one going off in the attic going, why is it on? And next thing you know, you're finding out your house is on fire. You and I have experienced this in the middle of the night with friends, so I will just tell you that the solar panels, I'm not saying don't say no to the solar panels completely, but do not put them on your roof. Do me a favor, I've got a great idea. This is why they call me the smartest man alive. I'm not really the smartest man alive, but I play one on the radio. Take those solar panels and build you a pergola out in the backyard, and let the solar panels be your roof over where you can put comfortable chairs and tables, and there's where we can have a glass of wine and a coochery board. What's it called?
Charcuterie board.
Yeah, coochie board, whatever it's called.
Well, to say on that also is just to know who you are getting solar from. And there's a local companies who are really good, but you get same in roofing. You get some guys from DFW who are going to here one day and gone the next. And so it's a lot of that goes into it a lot. Is know who's going to do your solar, know who's doing your roof, because that's.
And I think what we just try to tell people is you're not gonna. Appraisers are going to give you zero value for these solar panels.
Yeah,
and that's the hardest thing, because we have people that call us and they're like, well, I did this and I should get, 50, 60,000, 40, whatever they spent. And it's just not the case. So I always text an appraiser and just say, did anything change? I'm going to this house, I have solar panels. And they say, no. And I'm sure they're like, stop asking me. But I just want to be able to show the seller, hey, this is from 2 or 3 different appraisers, however many I texted. They're all saying, no, you don't get any extra value. Unfortunately, if you live in California or Arizona, you probably do.
However, if you put in a $60,000 pool, you might see a $20,000 return on your investment.
Yeah, it's just, same kind of thing.
Yeah. And it goes back to educating customers, and that's why, again, the local companies are good about that. I have friends who are in the industry, like, they're good people, they're honest people, and they educate their customers, say, listen, like, as long as the homeowner knows up front, you're not getting like you said, it's not going to appraise for $70,000 more, and as long as they know what they're getting up front, then there's no surprises. But it's the ones that, again, they knocked on your door and they said, yeah, come get your solar, I'll take care of your electricity, and then they're gone to DFW.
And apparently some of them are really hardcore, like salespeople for some of these people.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So.
I've had people knock on my door for it. So.
Like those roofers that come into town right after right after a hailstorm. A dear friend of mine is head of the Better Business Bureau, Abilene, and just recently, as a matter of fact, last week, he called me again. We did an article about it. Had him on the radio. We're talking about the fact that they're in town again, aren't they?
Oh, they're here? Yeah, absolutely.
It's about like 10 roofing companies that have moved into Abilene that they're going to take your money and run.
They have a Fort Worth number. I'm like, how are you going to come sell roofs if you're planning a sign with a 817
But
number?
you will be amazed at the people that
really
do. And I've seen a lot of people be taken advantage of also. So it's just better. We always tell people to reach out to us for referrals because it's so much better. Just like if you're out shopping, it's better to shop local. So same thing with roofs.
All right, before we run out of time, I want to get from Eric Silva, Bar Roofing Residential, what are the don'ts? What do you tell people don't do? Because one of the things that my big pet peeve, tell me if I'm right, my big pet peeve, like around my air conditioning, my HVAC stuff, do not mow the grass until all those are shut off, and do not run them while you're mowing the grass. But this other thing is, on roofs, you want your roof to last forever or a long time? Do not be up there crawling around on it, because when you step on those shingles, guess what you're doing?
Sure, yeah.
What are the don'ts that we need to know?
Yeah, you said it, stay off your roof really more than anything. For one, because most people aren't trained to be on roofs, and so they'll fall off. And so, but aside from that,
that just makes me think of kids. Like I've seen them jump off the roof into the pool.
All the videos. Yeah,
scares me to death.
Don't do that. That's scary. And of course, aside from that, it also
at Tonya's house. Those were the videos at Tonya's house.
Doing backflips off the roof. But yeah, obviously that damages your shingles, which we've seen. So a lot of house sales, again, we get up there and it's like, well, this isn't hail damage. Somebody's been climbing all over this roof. It's called foot traffic. You can tell a big difference of it, and
sneaking
it looks really
out of your house.
Yeah, sneaking out of your house. Yeah. So don't sneak out of your house. So,
all right, there you go. You got some. Bar Roofing, thank you very much. What's the best way to get a hold of you? Phone number?
You can call our office 325-701-9529.
All right. And you have a website too?
Our website is www.trustbar.com.
Trustbar.com. Bar with 2 R's.
2 R's, that's right.
All right, Bar Roofing, thank you very much, Mr. Silva. Miss Tonya, we've run out of time, but I know that this weekend, look at that beautiful smile. She's going to be out showing homes. I love the pink signs. I love seeing open houses. And yes, are you having any open houses that you're going to be at?
Not that I will be at, but yes, we are having open houses.
Do you think Zach Obowski's going to be anywhere? Or maybe Amanda. Does she ever go to those?
No.
I just heard no from the off stage here. All right, so you're going to have open houses though?
Yes.
All right.
Lots of open houses this weekend.
And if you see a Tonya Harbin open house and there is a food truck there, yeah, Zach Obowski's buying. I'm just kidding. With that said, thank you very much, Tonya. If you want to see where Tonya is showing homes this weekend, all you have to do is go to Facebook at Tonya Harbin Team, Facebook at Tonya Harbin Team. Want to find out what your home is worth? You know what? Tanya's going to do you a huge favor. Push the big pink button, turn it into green, because it'll give you an evaluation as to what your home is worth. And you'll find it at TonyaHarbin.com. The website again is TonyaHarbin.com, or you can call her 325-603-3550, 325-603-3550. Miss Tonya Harbin, real estate brokered by Real Tonya. It is awesome getting to see you again. I'm glad you're back.
Thank you.
We missed you. All right. Tonya Harbin Real Estate. And if I remembered. Start packing. You're going to be moving soon. This is KYYW, Abilene, Texas.